It's the story of Elizabeth I like you've never seen it before. The new series on Starz takes viewers into the world of a young Elizabeth Tudor years before she ascended the throne. Take a look.
I'm sorry, Your Grace.
I shouldn't be in here.
I'm sure I shouldn't be either. You outrank me.
I don't believe I outrank anyone, really. I mean, surely those of rank have some power.
You might be craving power, Princess. I'll have to keep an eye on you.
No, I just like to be able to make decisions in my life.
Alicia von Rittberg and Tom Cullen join us live ahead of the premiere of Becoming Elizabeth. Good morning to both of you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, all right, let's jump right in. We have a lot to talk about. Alicia, there have been so many movies, tons of shows that cover, who we think of, I guess, when we picture Queen Elizabeth I and in her time, and a stoic older woman, maybe a white painted face, that kind of thing. But this is giving us a look like we don't typically get to see. So did it make you feel like you could really put your own stamp on this character?
Well, I think it's just like a look behind the curtains, and rather than concentrating on the icon and like the public figure we know from the books, this is a young girl and the story about a young woman falling in love for the first time, building her own opinion, I don't know, finding her place in the world. So it's way more psychological and emotional and different than what you would think about like a royal drama.
Yeah, very much so. In the best way possible, it sounds like. Tom, you play Thomas Seymour, and I have to know, I mean, when you're a part of a project like this, when you have on the costume and you're on location, or even if you're just, inside in a studio, but you're on set, the way that they have it set up, does it really just help to immerse you in the character, to have all of that going on, like maybe even feel like you're back in time really playing this character?
Yeah, I mean, the costumes and the set design on this show in particular are extraordinary, and it does most of the job for you, to be honest. And the way that we shot it was really different and quite exceptional as well, in that the director wanted very minimal crew on set, so it was just the actors, the DP, who's the director of photography, and the sound operator. And we would just be us on the set, and you could very easily just kind of forget that you're filming something. And we would do these long takes that would go, we'd just do it over and over and over. And after a long day, it starts to get a bit trippy, and you, yeah, you definitely, for a minute, disappear.
Yeah, gosh, it does look, I'm watching part of a teaser right now. It does look so beautifully shot. I mean, you feel like you're there with the character. So well done. Alicia, Starz has such a strong tradition of shows that I love on Starz, talking about the White Queen, the White Princess, the Spanish Princess. This, of course, I mean, how did you feel, landing this role, knowing that you would be a part of all of that in your own way?
Well, I could believe it, to be honest. I am German myself, and picturing me playing a British queen was just absolutely beyond what I could imagine. But I think we're trying something very new and unique with this one, and I'm very proud to be following after those three amazing projects. But I think Becoming Elizabeth is the way darker and different version. It's not as glamorous as you would think it is. It's a very dangerous world we're showing.
Well, speaking of that, one of the reasons why is because of Thomas Seymour, your character, Tom, of course, so controversial figure, and one that I don't know that we here in America know a whole lot about. So this could be the introduction for so many people. So I guess give us, what we might take away when we see your portrayal of Thomas Seymour.
Well, actually, in the UK, not many people know that part of the history, and it's a very fascinating part of Queen Elizabeth's history, and I think is very informative of the person that she became. So when she was 14, the show starts in the kind of vacuum after Henry VIII has died, and nobody quite knows what's happening. The world has kind of just fallen apart, and Elizabeth ends up living with her how would you describe her, Alicia? I guess
a stepmother, actually.
Stepmother. Yeah, exactly. Who is also married to Thomas Seymour, and Thomas Seymour and Catherine Parr, Elizabeth's stepmother, they see her as a kind of pawn in their game. But for Thomas Seymour, that pawn becomes a little bit more, what's the word? It becomes a little bit more than just a pawn. Yeah, and it's very, as you said, controversial story.
Yes, very much so. All right, Alicia and Tom, thanks so much for sharing your take on Becoming Elizabeth. We're all looking forward to seeing it. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And our thanks to Starz for help coordinating today's interview. Becoming Elizabeth premieres this Sunday on Starz.